Hey y'all, it is February the 12th, 2007, or actually 2018. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to make a quick video. Hopefully I'm not rattling around the mic too much. I want to make a quick video in regards to, my stance and my perspective on the Nicole Davis situation, because a lot of people find it very frustrating. A lot of people feel like they're beating their heads against the wall. A lot of people would love for me to not ever bring up Jesus because, for whatever reason, they find him to be exclusive, or they find him to be kind of hateful in a sense, or maybe they just don't believe he actually came to earth and did what he did. All sort of reasons. All right, people don't want me to bring it up. All right, but it's actually a very significant reason why I bring it up, and there's also a very significant reason why I refer to that as progress, when at the same time I refer to the gossip and the complaining and the whining and the finger pointing as not progress. All right, the reason with the gossip and the finger pointing and the complaining and stuff like that, why I feel like it's not progress is because it's not going to lead to the police arresting nobody. All right, I would adore to be proven wrong on this matter, but I don't think nobody's going to see a jail cell. I haven't seen any evidence to ever hint that anybody's going to see a jail cell off the situation. All right, so that's particularly why I don't see the finger pointing and things of this nature and the complaining. That's why I don't see it as progress. That's why I don't see it as a speculation as of something may or may not be done in the future by the police department. I also don't see that as progress. All right. So on the other hand, you might think about the whole Jesus thing and the fact that I keep hammering it home, and you might wonder to yourself, well, how is that progress? How is that progress? I want to explain, if I can, real briefly, that I've seen hundreds and hundreds of comments in regards to Nicole Davis and the situation on my videos and other people's videos. And what I got to let you know is that it is a common occurrence for people to say something along the lines of, man, I wish I could have been there just to lend like a shoulder, or just to lend an ear. I wish I could have been there, because perhaps I would have been there and I could have saved Nicole Davis. I could have saved her from this anguish. All right. In a way, I totally understand what you're saying, and at the same time, I can feel what you're saying, and I agree with it. I wish I could have been there, say something to her, to get her to maybe not do this. I totally understand where you're coming from, but what I had to explain is there is not one person who could have saved Nicole Davis, not a human being, not on earth. There is not one person, and this is something that hasn't been discussed very much. There is not one person on earth that could have ever saved Nicole Davis, and that is the ugly, if you will, truth about. That's the cold hard truth about it. Not me, not anybody else. There would have never been one person who could have done it. All right. A lot of people aren't following me on this, and a lot of people would want to disagree. But what I explain to you is this: I want you to think about a situation, a metaphor, if you will. All right. Imagine everybody on Earth. All right, because that's what you're thinking about. Everybody on Earth. There's a lot of people on Earth who have struggles. There's a lot of people on Earth who are very suicidal and depression and stuff like this. All right. And remember that is the common consensus, that people wish they could have been there, just to be that one person that maybe could have convinced Caitlin to not do this. All right. I want to describe to you a metaphorical situation. Like I said, all human beings. We are in the ocean. We're swimming through the ocean. Lots of times the waves get real tough and they might knock us around. It might take us under sometimes. All right, but we're all in it. Every last one of us is in the ocean. All right, so imagine we're in the ocean and we're all swimming around. We can't swim forever. So the thing is, we're looking around for safety. Some of us are stronger swimmers than others, right? All right, so while you're trying to stay afloat and stuff like that, you're a pretty strong swimmer. You might look back and you might see a number of people, maybe only see one person, and they're struggling. They look like they're about to go under for permanent. They look like they're about to drown. All right. Your instinct as a human being who has a good heart, and I believe that you do, your instinct would be to go and swim over to that person and save them. Like how people have been insinuating that they would love to have been there to save Caitlin Nicole Davis. That would be your instinct, and I don't charge you for that. That is well intentioned that you would look back and see a fellow human being and say, "Oh, I want to save this person." But the metaphor that I gave to you is very accurate in the sense that you are a human being and you're swimming. That's all you're doing. You can save a person. Maybe you save one or two people and carry them up, lift them up, boost them up to maybe the way they can swim a little bit longer and stuff like this. But what I got to have you focus on right now is that you're a person in the ocean. You understand? You might be very good at swimming and things like that, but the ocean will certainly take you under at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? Like waves sometimes crash into you and knock you off balance. All right. I would love to be there, to save Caitlin Nicole. I would love to go back in time and to save her that way. But you have to understand that I am just another person in the ocean. Who's going to save me? You know what I'm saying? I might be a strong swimmer, but I can't swim forever. The metaphor is that we're all in the ocean. Some of us might be stronger swimmers than others, but can't none of us save any of the other ones. We are all in the ocean. All right. For as much as people don't really feel comfortable talking about God and Jesus and things like that, what God and Jesus is, basically, if you want to consider the metaphor, is a man in a boat. All right? It's a man in a boat. Can't nobody save. I'm talking about a speedboat that'll zip you onto land. Can't nobody who's swimming around in the ocean save anybody else. All right? We're still in the ocean. All right? In order to get saved, guess what? We need that man in the boat. Who is the man in the boat? I would call it God. I would call it Jesus. All right. I'm not here to be very pessimistic because there's a lot of people out there who might feel suicidal, might feel depression, and you might lend them a hand one day, and you might touch them and inspire them to go on and to keep swimming. But I'm here to let you know, if you ever do that, if I ever do that, it is not through my own strength. I'm merely a person who's also swimming in the ocean. If I ever save anybody's life at all, or even just kind of encourage them to continue a little bit longer, if I ever do that, it is through the grace of God that I did that. It's through the strength of God. His son, his name is Jesus. You understand? Because I can't be there personally for not any human being for the entirety of their life to make sure that they keep living. It's not possible. This is not the world that we've been born into. You might as well consider it an ocean where don't nobody have a boat. There's one boat, but that boat's got Jesus on it. Do you want to get on it? Or do you want to swim around the ocean frantically trying to save other people who's drowning? Meanwhile, eventually you're going to drown too, and so am I. All right? Because we can't swim forever. And so the reason I bring up God and Jesus and everything like that is because he is a boat. If at all, if human beings are out there concerned about saving people, you ain't never going to save nobody, ever. All right? Only the grace of God and only the kindness and contentness that God will bestow upon a person will ever save them for very long. You can have little temporary band-aids that might keep you going on, but you understand that the depression will come back. You understand that, right? You understand that you're never ever in a boat. You're always struggling against the tide. All right. And while you are still struggling against the tide, it will be very, very, very hard to save anyone around you. In fact, you can't do it. It is impossible. You do need that boat. That's why I keep bringing up the boat. All right. That's just to be very simple and stuff. And I think we should get up out of here and stuff. I know a lot of people, might take away something from this, and I know a lot of people will totally ignore it, and I'm very fine with that. We're all up in the tribulation. It's February the 12th, 2018. I'll holler at y'all later.